there are reports on the internet that Brian Kelly posted on his Instagram story a picture of a tweet that says, everyone who is connected with sources inside the current program knows that the Notre Dame athletic director is retiring in 2 years alongside President Jenkins. Notre Dame athletic director Jack
Swarbrick.
Jack wanted to please the people, so he didn't search for a coach and just hired Marcus. Hope he made the right choice, but I doubt it. That comes from the Twitter account Stinky123021. There's a big glare right there. Honestly, 173022153.
Nailed it.
At Stinky1730215. Okay? So Stinky posted this on Twitter. Somehow Brian Kelly screenshotted it and meant to send it to somebody on Instagram, or meant to just, maybe butt out, or maybe whoever runs his Instagram put this out there, because Coach O, former LSU coach, was giving pep talks to the Notre Dame staff and team, and Coach O said, "With this staff, you gotta win that, man." And he said, "With this staff, you're gonna win it all," or whatever. So Brian Kelly posts this, talking shit on his guy that used to work for him, Marcus Freeman. So we snoop around a little closer. Who the fuck is Stinky? 1730215 or whatever the fuck it is. Who is this? So I go to Stinky's account. Stinky's got one tweet. Okay, now they deleted this particular tweet. This is the other tweet. It's in a response to somebody talking about Coach Freeman. High school coaches know Freeman's been on shaky ground since day one. They're telling their kids to find a more stable landing spot. Ooh. So Stinky 1730215 appears to have quite an axe to grind on whether or not Freeman's going to be a good coach or not at Notre Dame, or whether or not he's going to have a job in 2 years when the AD and president inevitably retire. So you think to yourself, well, there's no way, that Brian Kelly would be this obvious. So then you have to go check Stinky 1730215. Who do they follow? Who are their followers? So you look at who they're following. The first person that they are following, Brian Kelly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So then they follow Brian's son, Brian's daughter, Brian Polian, who's a special teams coordinator. I don't know. He went to LSU with him. He was with him in Notre Dame. I know him from back in Colts days, basically, and he's a special team guy. And basically everything else associated with the Tigers down there. So you automatically assume to yourself, there's no way Brian Kelly would be running a burner account just burying Coach Freeman. Right? That wouldn't be happening.
No way. No.
But then he screenshots it allegedly and puts it on his own Instagram story accidentally, and then he has to delete it down. We don't know if that's true because we didn't catch it when it was live up there, but somebody reported it, and that picture looks pretty damning, but the internet can Photoshop. So is Brian Kelly Stinky 1730215 on this super positive Thursday, AJ Hawk?
Why though? He hired Marcus to campus, to Notre Dame. There had to be something going on. If this is true, why does Brian Kelly, does he just want them to stink so it makes him look better? Like, hey, I'm the only one that can win there?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but it has to be for recruiting, right? This is probably for recruiting purposes. Maybe.
Are they really recruiting against each other a lot though? LSU and Notre Dame? I mean, I'm sure they're the big time guys, I guess.
I don't know. I have no idea. And who is Coach Brian Kelly sending that to in his Instagram?
Was he just pissed too because Coach O said pumped up the staff, how great they were, and he's probably never said that about Brian Kelly?
Yeah, I'd assume. Yeah, it's like the ex-girlfriend going to fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're dating, we might as well.
Exactly.
If we know anything about
But Brian Kelly left on his own. He didn't get pushed out.
No, yeah, well, that's why we're saying this guy is a maniac. If this is the case, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. That's what we're trying to say to you. Like, he should be happy for his guy getting a head coaching gig, actually, because that's like his coaching tree potentially growing and everything like that. But that wouldn't be the case because it seemed like he screenshotted it.
Well, and he also didn't. When it first came out, like Marcus Freeman, he wanted him to come with him and make him the highest paid coordinator in the nation, and he was just like, I think very quickly he was like, no, I'm staying at Notre Dame, because it was before the bowl game. I don't want to do that to these guys. So I wonder if it does go a little deeper.
But then you think, well, this is too obvious. This might be somebody impersonating, Brian Kelly's.
More obvious, the less obvious, though. That may be what they're thinking.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think maybe you would think somebody's trying to set up Brian Kelly by running a burner that is too clearly Brian Kelly, which has happened on the internet before. People have acted as if they were somebody else's burner account and made it too obvious. It was like way too obvious. Can't do it. It got sniffed out. Almost a catfish burner account, which is a wild thing, but that is what the internet does. But him posting it on his story is kind of like the smoking gun out there. It's like, well, he knows it exists, and it's almost like too obvious. The first follow is Coach Brian Kelly. The only other the person following him is one person, and I think they just started following him within the day because it was like a college podcast, a college football podcast, I think.
Well, and the timing of the tweet doesn't make any sense for him to put it on because it's from January 4th. Like, was he going through Stinky's profile and then did he just search Freeman on Twitter and then look for the worst one? It doesn't make any sense.
Go back to the Instagram story.
Oh, yeah, 1/4/22.
He had that stored in his phone, right? If he saw
had to have.
And if nobody saw it,
who liked it?
Well, the one like was from.
Anyone important?
I think I looked. I don't think it was important. I don't think it
but
was.
Like,
important. I need to. I mean, we
for
need
this to
happen.
happen, you're right. Brian Kelly does have to be a lunatic, but
Stinky, one
and I'm gonna say it's the most positive way possible.
Go ahead.
His entire career, he has been a lunatic, but in like a good way that makes you win football games and make bad decisions with windy practices and like do weird accents for recruiting and stuff like that. But
well, his family, I can't judge him. By the way, I would. If you had me around a bunch of how's it going all day, and then you asked me to go speak at night, and I might have had a wine or two, I'm probably going, hey, how we doing down there?
Yeah, we are kind of the champions of that.
Yeah, Pat steps foot inside of Texas, and immediately a bolo tie sprouts with a cowboy hat and boots and
boom,
crushes it.
Boom. When in Rome, they say, right? Except for that, I guess. But, that tweet was deleted, so I don't know who liked it. There was somebody who liked this stinky one, and it was Richard19138054, and that person's last tweet publicly is them trying to enter one of our contests. So,
who do they follow?
So I think, it's just
full circle.
Yeah.
What's he gonna say though when they ask about it? What's he gonna say?
I don't run my socials, man.
I honestly
I don't understand technology.
They follow like every single sport mascot. It seems like 77 people, so that's a lot of fucking people.
The Notre Dame mascot.
But anyways, I did not see the Notre Dame mascot in there, but it was a lot of mascots. I saw Gritty there and
Big mascot.
But that's wild, dude, isn't it? That's insane because that means Brian does run his Instagram, or whoever does run his Instagram is getting fired promptly.
Yeah,
unless it's a family member, maybe, and that's why they follow his son and his daughter. Maybe it was one of them. Like, I'm sick of people.
Bill Polian runs it.
Right.
It's a lesson, though. Isn't that a lesson, though, for coaches or somebody? Don't have your family members run your account because you can't blame it on them and fire your family member.
Yeah, you can certainly say you got hacked or somebody made a mistake that is not a family member. The thought, though, that he runs that burner, screenshots it, sends it to somebody who runs his Instagram. Hey, a friend sent me this the other day. Hey, Brian Kelly says, hey, a friend sent me this the other day. Just something to remember, you know what I mean? If anything goes on social media, you're doing that whole thing. And then that accidentally gets sent. So somebody other than Brian Kelly has to know his burner if it's somebody else posting on the Instagram, right? So if he comes out and says it was somebody else that did it, it was my intern that did it. So the intern's also running the burner account?
Yeah, that's...
There's no real good way out of this. I feel like other than, hey, I got hacked. Right?
But who's running the burner? So the burner account was being run in January 4th for this hacking situation to do this? That's wild.
Yeah,
a lot of twists and turns to this one.
How do you get out of it? I mean, Brian will find a way.
You just got to ignore it.
Dan.
You just ignore it and move on.
Brian will find a way.
Did they already have their spring game?
Yeah, he doesn't even have to answer. Did you see how many fucking deep balls we threw?
Yeah.
So apparently, like when he first went over to LSU, he changed his profile photo and banner to LSU stuff before the news came out. Did you guys know that stuff already?
Okay, so go on.
So I'm saying he probably does run himself, right? Because no person that actually runs social media would do that early.
Yes, they would. What do you mean?
What's happening?
I don't know what you're talking about. So you're saying because the
to
banner
release
got
the profile photo and the banner of LSU
that would be like a social media team move, I think. I think
yeah.
they would, personally. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know a lot of people that just run other people's social medias, though. I have met a couple, and it's fascinating to dive into their world a little bit on how they operate and everything. But I think their only mission is to just make sure.
Yeah, but Brian, he's an old. Like it feels like like that generation.
Yeah, but he's dancing on the thing.
He gets it. Oh, he definitely gets it. But I don't know if he's taking his time to actually do it just because he's all on.
He's only
ball.
60.
So he told
60's old.
He's lived.
Yeah, but
60's not old anymore.
No, for sure. But in the social media age, 60 is very
old. Yeah, but he just the DM people probably like fire emojis and shit.
Yeah,
right?
he uses it for recruiting probably.
Hold on.